everybody, welcome back. It's Tash here. I am here for a kind of a life health update, and then I will be trying and doing a review on the new Ulta Foundation. So we're going to jump right in just a second. For those of you that are joining me again and have joined the family, I cannot express my thanks and my appreciation so much for the support and for being here. I am so sorry that it has been such a long time. I know it's been over a month since I have uploaded a video, and I will kind of jump into the details while I am kind of applying this and talk about what's been going on with me. But thank you for hanging in there with me and being supportive and just being part of the family. I so appreciate all of you. And I appreciate those of you who are joining who may not have subscribed yet. If you are new to the channel or you're just seeing my face, my name is Tasha, and on my channel I do all things makeup. I will start to incorporate some things going on with health and things like that. I do have chronic migraines, and we'll talk about some other things that are going on with me. So if those things sound interesting to you, please click the subscribe button. It does make a big difference for me, and I would love for you to join the family. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. It is 9:54. And so we are going to be doing a try-on and a review of the new Ulta Beauty Complexion Crush. So this is a medium coverage foundation. They do say it has a natural finish. Let's go ahead and look up on the Ulta website and get just a few more details about it. Okay, so this comes in 26 shades. It says that this is a super blendable, lightweight foundation that moves like a second skin. It is covers imperfections, blurs skin texture, and evens tone, but still allows your natural beauty to shine through. Benefits blendable, buildable, and pigmented, medium coverage, natural matte finish. And that's what I thought. It says natural finish on this package, but I knew that it had a matte finish. We'll see how that goes. Suitable for most skin types, so that's interesting. It doesn't say all. It is vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, clean formula. I love all of those things. Key ingredients: it has a reflective elastomer blend that imparts a dewy, silky, second skin-like feel that moves with skin throughout the day. Super interesting that we have like all of these words that are being used as a description of an ingredient. Elastomer blend is interesting. It has a silk cross polymer blend. There's another key word that gives Complexion Crush superior application and blendability while helping to blur the appearance of imperfections, and vitamin E, which helps skin appear more supple and diffuses the appearance of skin texture. It has 27 reviews, and it does have a 4.5 rating so far on the Ulta Beauty website. Forgive the hair. So, you know, just moving to a new area. I've moved to the Jacksonville area in Florida. I've lost my hairdresser, who I loved and had for years. If you're in the Noonan, Georgia area and you need a hairdresser, let me know, because she is absolutely amazing. Her name is Jenny. But coming to a new area, you have to find a new hairdresser, you have to find all new everything, and the hairdresser that I went to last kind of just maybe made my hair a little less healthy than it was. At any rate, so I'm letting it air dry, so forgive the hair. Let's go ahead and open this up. I did get 1N is the shade that I got, which is light to medium neutral. When you're inside the store, they do have a whole bunch. It's cool, neutral, warm, and then they had another option, and then it goes light, fair, light, medium, deep is kind of the categories that they have. So there are 4 different ones, and they split it out. Let's go ahead and swatch this. It is a plastic squeeze tube, so not the highest end. Oh, and I didn't even tell you guys how much it was. Good night. $14, but you can get it on sale because Ulta usually has sales on their thing, or you can use the $3.50 off coupon. So there is a small smidge of this. I am going to go ahead and blend it out here on the back of my hand. It does feel very silky a slight smell, kind of a slight chemically smell, but not bad. I'm not sure that that's going to be the right shade for me. It looks good on my hand, but on my face is a different story because my face and my neck are a little bit lighter. But it does feel very, very silky. It did give quite a bit of coverage here. You can see that on the back of my hand. So we are going to go ahead and put this on my face. I promise my Beauty Blender is clean, although it is stained. I just wiped some of that from my hand off on the Beauty Blender, so we'll see. I do not have a primer on yet, but I do have my skincare on, and I'm going to use this without a primer just to see first how it wears, what we think about it. Like I said, it's 9:50, let's see what time, 9:59 is when we're going to start the application. And let's talk while we apply. So I am going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. I do like to put my foundation on the back of my hand so that it warms up just a little bit. You can see it is a pretty thick foundation. I mean, it is moving some, but not a ton. So let's go ahead and just put a little bit on. I am going to use my Beauty Blender for the whole application process just because I prefer a Beauty Blender or a sponge versus a brush. I find that it makes my texture less. And let's talk health while we talk about everything. So part of the reason why I have been MIA is I have just been having such bad migraines. Like I said at the beginning, I do have a diagnosis of chronic migraines, and I have literally tried everything you can think of and then some. Every medication, Botox, acupuncture, chiropractic, everything you can think of, I literally have tried. And they have just been getting worse and worse and worse. And so I have a migraine pretty much every single day. Sometimes it's worse than others, and it just has been getting to be a lot. I am trying to work full time, thankfully. Shout out to my boss, Julie, and all of the people that I work with that have supported me, because they have allowed me to be sick and be out on certain days where I know other jobs would not have supported me like that. So super great company from that perspective, really great support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know that any of them watch, but we're going to say thank you anyways. But just because of that, I have not been functioning very well. I have not been doing my day-to-day stuff. I just have been really, really struggling. Have had several tests recently, MRI, CAT scan, been to neurologists, been to ENT, been to anybody I can think of that might help with this. I need to grab a mirror real quick so I can see a little bit close up, so hang on one second. All right, I'm going to try really hard not to blind you with this mirror because it is dual-sided, but I just need to see a little closer up here. It actually looks really, really nice. Like I said, I'm not quite sure about the foundation coverage. I mean, color, it's definitely a little light for me. You can see here's my neck and here's my skin, but it does match my arm, so we may just need to self-tan my neck. But looks really, really pretty. I would say it's a light medium coverage. I definitely would not say it's a medium off the bat. I have a little more on the back of my hand. Let's see if we can build this up just a... Okay, sorry about that. My battery died, as I knew it would. I had another one charging, and so we just flip them and change them out. At any rate, let's see if this is a little buildable in kind of some of these areas. Most of my redness is right through this area. That is also where I have most of my pores and my texture. I do think it is accentuating my smile lines right here just a little bit. Definitely would use some kind of a pore filling primer or something like that. Those and my forehead lines are kind of my most pronounced lines that I have. So a little bit more. Let's just go ahead and see if it is buildable right here. And so there's the difference between the two sides. It is buildable. It does look nice. It didn't pull up a lot of the coverage, which I really appreciate. So I would definitely say you could probably get to a medium coverage. Just on first application, it's more like a light medium coverage. I'm going to take the little bit that's left on the back of my hand and kind of add it to this side and to my nose. I am trying to blend it down some down my neck to make it not so noticeable there. But that's application. I'm going to get up just a little bit closer so you guys can kind of see exactly what's going on. And then I'll kind of let it sit for a little bit, see if it is self-setting or if it's still tacky. I'll apply the rest of my makeup and come back. Just so you know, I did use that whole amount that was there, which is a pretty good amount, to get what we have here. So let's get closer. All right, so I'm super up close and personal. You can kind of see, like I said, it is accentuated already, the lines that I have here. You can see some of my texture, but it is not bad, but definitely settling into certain areas. And the light keeps coming in and out, sorry about that. Definitely settling into some of the areas that I have issues with. And even like right here, where I typically don't have issues, it is kind of being a little weird. I don't know if you can see that right there. Well, that's interesting. It's just on that one side. Maybe it's a little more of a drier spot, something like that. But definitely has already settled into my smile lines. They are looking large and in charge today, and there is the coverage. I do think the coverage looks nice. I do think it's a nice foundation. I definitely, I'm gonna back up a little bit, hang on. It was awful close, sorry. I do think that it is not a full matte foundation for sure, because I do see some glow and I don't have a primer or anything like that on. So this is just the foundation. I definitely think that it is more of a natural finish. We'll see how it starts to wear and what happens to it. There are some areas that I'm not a big fan of already, like I said, where I have texture and pores. Although right here it's not awful, definitely in between my eyebrows and then my smile lines and then that little spot right there that I showed you guys. I will put some concealer and the rest of my makeup on and all that, and then I'll check back in just a minute. But before I do that, let's talk health-wise. So like I said, I have had some tests, and on the CAT scan they did see some things that were a little concerning, so they are referring me to a specialist that does kind of head surgery along with a neurologist. They'll partner together to figure out what the next plan is. I don't think that that's the cause of my migraines, although I do think it's definitely a trigger, so we'll see what happens with that. And then I have started a couple of new things. I did start 2 new therapies, craniosacral therapy, and another kind of similar therapy to see if that helps kind of reset and put things back in place and together and help with all of that. I have also really started to try and work on my self-care and my stress. Certainly I do know that stress is a trigger for my migraines, and in real life it's hard to avoid stress completely. And the challenge is when you have chronic pain and you have chronic issues, any kind of chronic health thing going on, sometimes it is hard to do those self-care things. I mean, it just really is. I just try and make it through the day, honestly. And if I can make it through the day and then get back home, I call that a successful day. And then typically I am just exhausted. So doing exercise or doing self-care, doing those things that you really need to do for yourself are the last thing I want to think about. But I've really been trying to commit to do those things so that I can try and help manage things better. On top of everything, I've gained a ton of weight, so that makes everything even more of an issue for me. That is a sensitive topic for me. So at any rate, we're working through all of those things. So that is why I have not been present. I promise I will do better. I do have a ton of makeup behind me that has been sitting. I have the Moria eyeshadow glitters and the base eyeshadow. I have every color. I kind of bought the whole set. I have a set from Sephora. I have been doing some eyelash extensions that I really love that I will show you guys a video on. I have the Wayne Goss foundation. I have tons and tons of foundations, plus all of my BoxyCharms and my glam bags, and we'll talk about that as well in another video. But Ipsy actually sent me an email that they are increasing the glam bag X to $58 plus a $1.99 handling fee. And I believe they're looking to apply that $1.99 handling fee to all of the bags, but I could be incorrect. So don't quote me on that, but certainly for $60, I probably am not going to continue the Glam Bag X. I have not been thrilled about the last couple of them, but drop me a line, let me know what you guys think about that. Do you really want to see them? Should I continue, or should I put that into a different direction? So let me know. I am going to jump off and finish the rest of my makeup and kind of put my concealer on, do all of those things. It is 10:11 right now, so we'll call that kind of the time, because I would imagine that's pretty much where we're at for the foundation. It has not died down. It is definitely still tacky. It does transfer just a little bit on my fingers when I do that, so you definitely will need to set it. It's not one of those foundations for the summer that you're going to put on and just walk away. Let me get everything together. I'll check back in, and then we'll do a wear test today. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I am back. Just really quickly, officially, I do not like this blush. This is from Rude Cosmetics. It is their Cake Pop color of their cream blush. It just doesn't blend really well. I've tried it a couple of times in a couple of different settings, so this is definitely a no. It will be going by the wayside. I have a new bronzer, cream bronzer that I tried. This is the Cream to Powder bronzer from Julep. They actually call it their blush in neutral bronze. For me, there is no way that that is ever going to be a blush color. For a darker skin tone, possibly. It does seem really creamy. I actually thought I would love the formula, and then it's supposed to finish to a kind of a powdery finish. My problem with this is it pulled up some of the foundation. It does say on the instructions to use a finger, and I did use my putty brush from e.l.f., which I usually apply most of my cream products with, and it did pull up some of the foundation right here. So we'll have to, I kind of redid it. We'll have to try this in another setting to see exactly what I think. It just seems like it would be so beautiful. And like that is already dried down. It is not transferring. It is not sticky. It is a pretty color, so I don't know. We'll have to try that again. And then I set everything with my ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder in Light 8. So far, I do think the powder did help with some blurring parts of it. I still do think right here in my smile lines and in my forehead lines, the foundation, and for being so new, has already settled. I know I don't have mascara on. I'm going to do another video after this of putting on the eyelash extensions that I'll put up later on for you guys, just so you can see how I do it and what the end looks like. I have been loving it. I cannot do strip lashes for the life of me. I've tried. I've watched every video. Y'all who can do it are so skilled, because I just cannot. I fail. So I actually use the ones that go under the eyelashes, and Lash with Tosh, or her name is Tosh. Funny that it's the similar or the same name as me, but she does some great eyelash cluster eyelash extension videos of all different kinds that you can get on Amazon and all kinds of other places. So I have one set that I really want to try. I've done several other sets that I can give you input on if you guys want to see that. At any rate, I do like the foundation. I would definitely use a pore filling primer with it, potentially even a moisturizing primer, because I do feel like it is a little bit drying on my face. Officially, I said it was like 10:15. It is 10:30 right now. So we'll say 10:30 is the check-in time. and I will come back on later and let you guys know exactly what I thought about the foundation after a couple of hours, and kind of give you the rundown. I am so glad to be back and filming. So happy to see you guys. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, bye. Hey everybody, I am back checking in for the Ulta Complexion Crush Foundation. It is 5:40 right now, and so I've had it on for about 7 hours. I unfortunately have had a migraine today, so I have laid down a little bit. I did put some stuff on my neck and a little bit on my head right here. So if foundation is off there, that is why. But I do have to say, overall, it looks better now than it did on initial application, particularly in my smile lines. I do think it still has settled quite a bit in my smile lines. It has broken up on my nose, and through here I do wear reading glasses, so when I put them on, it does sometimes take off some of the foundation, so that's what's happened right here, but not terrible. I would definitely say if you're going to wear this foundation, you definitely need some kind of a pore filling primer underneath that kind of smooths it out, because I do not think that this has blurring technology as it claims. It does feel fairly lightweight. Remember, I did set it, but there is no transfer now, but I did have to set it for it to be like that. I would say if I rubbed my nose, and I'm going to do that, you definitely do get transfer on your finger when you do that. So just keep that in mind. I have to say too, I look very dewy through my nose and through here, and I typically am not a dewy person. I'm typically a little dry. So I would say just be careful with that. But all in all, I don't think it is a bad foundation for $14, and definitely you can get it cheaper with the coupon and with sales. I think that it is a very nice foundation. It does remind me of something, and I can't put my finger on it. If I remember, I will put it in the comments below. I do have my lashes on now. I will have a video coming up next on how to apply them, because they are the kind that you apply underneath. They will last me probably about 5 days or so. So look out for that video coming up next. So I do have videos in the works. I promise it won't be a month until I get the next video up. But that's my quick down and dirty of this review. I do think it's nice. I do think it settles into pores and fine lines, well, in lines, because my smile lines for sure, my forehead lines for sure as well. So if you do have deep set lines, just kind of keep an eye out for that. Yeah, there we go. That's my quick review kind of thing. I like it. Not my favorite, but it's not an awful foundation, especially for the price. It is drugstore priced for sure. Definitely has medium coverage. Lasted 7 hours. I don't know how much longer it would last. And particularly if you have oily skin, I don't know how long it will last. I don't have oily skin, and it's 7 hours is starting to break up. But that's my quick review. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Drop me a line. Have you guys tried this foundation? What have you experienced with it? This is only a 1-day wear test, so I will definitely update you later on this month. I'll wear it for a while and kind of give an overview in a later video. Thank you guys again so much for your support and for being patient with me. I will have some major surgery coming up, so I will try to pre-record, but I'll give you guys a heads up of when that will be happening. And I just thank you guys so much for being part of the family. I loved having you here with me today. Please stay safe, stay happy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.